morning, students. Today we are going to discuss from the web technologies. What is the HTML? Explain its advantages and disadvantages of HTML. Okay, this is an important long answer question. Maybe it will come in the final examination as a long answer. Okay, right. So first, what is mean by HTML generally? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So this is one of the markup language which is used to developing web applications. Which is used to developing web applications. Markup languages are designed for the processing, the definitions and the presentations of text. So in this programming, we need to developing the textual formats and images formats, whatever the presentations. So beautifully designing the web applications. For that, we are going to use HTML programming language. The language specifies code for formatting both the layout and styles within the text file. For example, we need to any changeable formats of a text or images. Yes, that can be possible within the HTML programming languages. So based on this programming, we need to developing the web applications like what are the graphical applications, any animations, for example, fonts representations, applying the colors, any formats. Okay, so image movements, okay, moving actions, whatever thing, any graphical applications that can be related to either images or textual. So such concept available in HTML programming. The code used to specify the formatting are called as a tags. Actually, this programmings we need to write in the supporting of tags representations. Okay, not like that C and C++, but comparing with the C and C++, HTML programming is different. Okay, in this way, each and every programming with using supporting of HTML tags. HTML is an example of widely known as used to markup languages. Actually, which is called as a markup language. HTML is a markup language because of, so in this programming we need to using markup tags, need to developing any web applications, right? HTML is a client-side programming language actually. Okay, HTML is a client-side programming language. So means what generally? We need to write the programming in any client systems. So generally HTML programs are need to write any text editor like Notepad or WordPad, whatever thing, etc. So like that text editors we need to write the HTML programming. Okay, so and we need to executing this programming on the web browser. Okay, HTML programming we need to executing on the web browsers only. Okay, so that's why HTML is a browser dependent language. HTML is called as a browser dependent language. We need to write the programming in client system and to be executed on the web browser. Okay, right. So these are the some content. HTML stands for hypertext markup language and it allows to creating web pages. It does not include any control structures. Actually, comparing with the C, C++, Java programming, okay, not like that one. It should not be supporting any control structures are there, not should be included. But coming to the C and C++, that can be included control structures. Those are branching control structure, jumping control structure, or iterative control structures like that. But it should not be included in HTML programming language. Simply we need to write the programming. Okay, this is the easiest programming languages and which is a loosely typed programming language. Okay, and HTML page consists of various tags that make a web pages. So in this way, need to developing the web pages. For that, we are going to use the different various tags are there. In upcoming classes, we need to discuss what are the tags are available to write basically HTML programming and need to executing on the web browser. So the features and disadvantages of HTML as listed below here. So what are the features of HTML programming language? So point wise, we need to discuss right now. First, it is a formatting language for text and images. Actually, this programming languages are used for effectively to write developing applications with any textual and images. And it allows us to read the content non-linearly by using hyperlink to a file. So based on this programming, we can creating number of links. So based on that link representation, we need to importing the any applications from the networking. So that can be supported to within the HTML programming language. And HTML is an applications of SGML, standard generalized markup language. SGML stands for standard generalized markup language, which is applications of HTML. And HTML uses markup tags to describe web pages. Actually, so we need to developing the web pages. For that, we are going to use the markup tags are there. Okay, various markup tags using to developing web applications. And it is not a case sensitive language. So in this programming language, we can possible to write the either small letters or capital letters. That is not case sensitive programming language. But within the C and C++, Java is a case sensitive programming language. Better to write all the small letters within that programming. But come to here, the HTML programming need not like that one. You can use possible to either small letters or capital letters to write the programming within the HTML. And all the HTML documents have .html or .html extension. So this is mandatory after completion of our programming within the HTML to write in your notepad. After completion of this programming, must and should be saving the file with the dot extension. HTML extension is mandatory, but file name is user defined. Okay, you can give any name, your name also, that can be available. Okay, that can be supported in HTML, but after given the username, must and should be declared with the extension .html, okay, or .html. And whenever give the .html, automatically that file it should be converted into the .html file. The next HTML documents can be edited using editors such as a notepad or front page. Actually, this programming need to write within the text editor, that is a notepad or front page or wordpad, etc., whatever thing. So in this text editor, we need to write HTML programming languages. Okay, that is a client system text editors. The next we need to discuss what are the advantages of a HTML programming language. Okay, in the first point, it allows embedding scripts to generate dynamic content. Actually, in this programmatically, we need to developing the dynamical content on the web page. Any applications we need to developing effectively, that can be using HTML programming language. The next point, it can incorporate image and such as sounds with the help of HTML tags. Okay, in this programming language, we need to developing the graphical applications. Means what? Generally, so beautiful images that can be present on the web page, and with the sounds also that can be supported. Whenever we need to any graphical applications with the sound effectiveness, that can be possible within the HTML programming language. That is one of the advantage. And it facilitates moving and layered text. So on the web page, that can be possible to moving the text. For example, in our news channel, some matter that can be scrolling in the down position or top position. So how can it will be possible? So such type of movements of a text that can be internally to write on HTML programming language. So in this also, that can be possible to moving the text on the web page directly. So the moving actions representations either left to right or right to left or top to bottom or bottom to top, any positions that can be possible to moving the text on the web page based on to written a programming within the HTML. The next, it allows a format, it allows a framed documents. Actually, in this way, that can be possible to represent multiple frames on a single web page. So in this example also, what is that? In the news channels, the morning session that can be represent some news as there. Okay, in that news, the windows that can be divided into multiple frames are there. Okay, so in each and every frame, each and every person that can be discussed. So that is one of the frame. Okay, so in the web page, that can be possible to divide it into multiple frames. So each and every frame that can be present some information regarding anything. Okay, so that is also possible to within the HTML programming. And it allows absolute position of a text and image. So on the web page, in which position do you want inserting the text or images? So that is also possible within the HTML programming language. The real example, in our commonly applications form, So images that can be presented on the top position's right corner, that is absolute position actually. Okay, so such type of positions we need to inserting either text or images that can be possible to write within the HTML programming, and that can be presented on the web page. So that is one of the advantage. And spreadsheets, video clips, PDF files can be embedded in HTML documents with the support of third-party plugins. So in this way also that can be supported spreadsheets. For example, the combinations of rows and columns formats, that's like a table. Okay, tables also that can be possible to creating within the HTML. Based on that, to supporting the various table tags are there, TR tags, okay, TD tags, that will be discussed in upcoming classes there. Okay, how can it will be to creating a tables in HTML programming languages are there. And also that can be possible to play the videos on the web page through programmatically within the HTML. Yes, that is also possible to write the programming. So for that, effectively we can creating a video clips, and also PDF files also that can be possible to creating within the HTML programming. Simply embedded applications that can be supported within the HTML programming language, that should be presented on the web pages. These are the some lot of advantages are available in HTML programming language. The next, what are the disadvantages of HTML? What are the disadvantages of HTML? So first point, what is that? HTML can produce only static content. What is the static content? It cannot be directly changeable on the web page. That is called as a static content. Okay, static content is nothing but it cannot be directly changeable on the web page. The real time some networking applications so we have seen. Okay, so when you are trying to editable that information, is it possible? No, it cannot possible, because of that is a dynamical content, static content of a web page. It cannot be directly editable. So whenever you want to editable that information, must and should be go for the backend locations. So when where we are returning our programming. Okay, so on that position, that locations, we can possible to editable that information. So that's why HTML can produce only static content. It cannot be directly changeable on the web page directly. The next, mathematical typecasting is difficult. So coming to the comparing with the C and C++ in the Java programming, so within the HTML programming, not supporting the mathematical typecastings. For example, we need to write any programming. What is that? Addition of two numbers program, okay, palindrome program, so some lot of programs, so it should not be possible to write within the HTML programming. That is mathematical typecasting is difficult to compare with the C and C++ and Java programming. That is one of the disadvantage in this on the programming. Next, which is a browser dependent. Already told you now. What is that? Browser dependent. Without a browser, can't possible to executing or running HTML programming. That's a browser dependent programming language. That is one of the disadvantage. Without a browser, cannot execute the HTML programming language. At least one browser we need to executing or running HTML programming. Like what are the browsers? Either Mozilla Firefox or Internet Explorer, okay, or Google Chrome, etc., etc. So in this way, at least one browser that can be using for executing HTML programming language. The next last disadvantage, no tabs and other automatic character spacing, it should not be supported in HTML programming languages. Okay, no tabs and any special symbols or special symbols or automatic characters, it should not be supported within the HTML programming languages. Okay, these are the information regarding the main important long answer of HTML programming language. Okay, thank you.